I do want to talk about today team meetings and the importance of them and how to conduct one. And I know that a lot of this might be a bit elementary to you all, but I want to bring some awareness to it once again, and once again, create dialogue around this topic of good, effective, and efficient meetings. I absolutely cannot stand bad meetings. They're cringy, they're expensive, they are not worth time, efforts. They're the worst, absolutely the worst. But I love good meetings, effective and efficient meetings, meetings that don't waste time, meetings that don't waste emotions or effort, meetings that just don't waste anyone's attention, or quite frankly, the company's revenue. Because if you think about it, meetings, they are expensive. Now they could be expensive as just, being expensive for the sake of being expensive, or they can be an investment. They can be worth your time. Because if you tally up the amount of income that is, in the room, that tab is pretty high. So we got to make sure that we know that it's a costly thing. And we need to make sure that we are getting some type of ROI on the investment of a meeting. Now, I hope that coming out of a year like 2020, and we're still in the year a little bit, when it comes to the COVID, quote unquote, COVID season, I hope that this has absolutely revolutionized the way that you meet, all the way from meeting in a digital space, really taking advantage of that, and how you meet when you get inside of the meeting, that it truly is effective and efficient. Now, when I say effective and efficient, I don't just mean it's only business material all the time. I'm going to give you 5 different reasons for meetings. Now, let me preface by saying this. The meeting time that you allot expands or contracts by the time that is allotted. Okay, or the meeting time duration expands or contracts by the time that is allotted for the meeting. I know I've made this a point to say before, but if you say, hey, we're going to meet and it's going to be a 90-minute meeting, we will find a way to fill up that 90 minutes of material when you might only need 27 minutes. So maybe next time walk into the meeting and say, this is going to be a 27-minute meeting, and see how much we accomplish in those 27 minutes. It's the same concept as like I have a bookshelf on my wall right now. And part of me is tempted to fill up all the blank space on the bookshelf. But I just don't need to do it. Matter of fact, I actually removed 2 shelves because they were just wasted space, and I was just putting random stuff. It became a catch-all, right? That junk drawer, it becomes a catch-all when it's not really necessary. Meetings, what I found, they become catch-alls of random information, miscellaneous, irrelevant, immaterial type stuff, when there needs to be a clear purpose and agenda of your meeting. These shelves, they need to have a clear purpose and agenda of why they are on the wall. Otherwise, I need to take them down. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 reasons for effective and efficient team meetings. Okay, number 1, communication. Communication, I'm sure your entire team and yourself will be so grateful that effective communication has occurred. Teams rise and fall on communication. Our world rises and falls on leadership, but teams rise and fall on communication. Okay, so communication, communicating information, communicating mission, vision, purpose, communicating with each other. Resolving conflict requires communication inside of a team meeting. So the first, and I would even say foremost reason to have a team meeting is communication. It absolutely matters. You got to have effective and efficient team communication. Okay. The second reason is collaboration. Man, when you can find a way to put your heads together, to put all that power together in a room and collaborate with another team member, first of all, it draws you together. Anytime you can collaborate with somebody else and work together on something and really exemplify effective teamwork, there's a chemistry that happens and a yoking or linking together. You become stronger together when you collaborate on something. Okay, so collaboration, it really fuels that team culture that I know that you desire. Collaboration. Now, when I say collaboration, there are ways to cultivate collaboration as the leader of the team meeting. So maybe it's not always about having the answers. Maybe it's about provoking people with questions for their responses. Leaders don't always just have answers. Oftentimes they have questions. We know how to provoke the room and call on different people in the room and saying, not only just, sharing what you might think a solution is to a problem or to whatever the topic might be. Maybe it's about calling on someone else. Hey, Jason, what do you think? Hey, Jason, Sam has this, question. What do you think about this? And then maybe you can share your 2 cents later on, or just affirm what Jason had to say to Sam. So collaboration. So that's a powerful thing when that starts happening in a room. That's number 2. Number 3, celebration. You replicate what you celebrate. Sometimes your team doesn't know that they've won unless you say that they've won. If you celebrate something, they will be all the more driven to replicate that which was celebrated. Okay, so they're out there trying to serve the vision and serve alongside of you as a leader, and they want you to be satisfied in them as a teammate, as someone who serves the vision. And so it's really important to bring attention to that thing that you want to happen again. Sometimes they just don't know because you haven't ever let them know. We haven't let them know that what they did was the right thing. So they're trying to just fill it out in a dark room. And then also, more than anything, you just want to honor the teammate for, doing that, or just taking time to reflect and celebrate that the team is winning. It's just to bring that bright note to a room and say, hey, this is an incredible season that we're in. It's exciting when you celebrate. We used to do this thing called kudos in a room. We would get a stack of maybe, 5 or $10 gift cards, 50 or $100 we would spend. And we would just go around the room and just say, hey, kudos to Jessica for, growing her team this week, or kudos to this for shooting this, piece of content. And we would just throw around, it was a cultural thing, and it was exciting. It was fun to be a part. Okay. So celebration, taking time to celebrate people in your organization. You want to make people feel seen. It's important when it comes to culture. If you provide a good place to work, good work will come from that place, right? So I'm talking more on that this weekend at the masterclass. I hope everyone watching this can join this Friday at noon. Okay, so number 3, celebration. Taking time in your meetings to celebrate. Now, let me just pause for a minute. I know different meetings necessitate different, things. And so you might not always have time to go through this little checklist. But as far as your consistent team meeting, I encourage you to run through this list. Not always in this order. It might look differently. It might come out differently, but it's just a little good reference point to talk over today. So number 3, celebration. Number 4, community. Again, this kind of goes with collaboration a little bit ish, but community. You want people connected, not just putting their heads together in collaboration, but putting their hearts together in community. You want people to feel like a team, like a family. It's really important. Community. Coming up under the common banner of the vision. Community. Number 4. And finding ways to cultivate that. Okay. And then number 5, this is a big one, but it's coaching. Making sure that you take a few minutes and give them a valuable thought, a valuable piece of content, of information. Coaching, just taking a moment and investing in them. It could be a quick 2 to 5 minute thought, or it could be an entire teaching, just making sure that we don't belabor that point or, drag it on too much. But coaching, they'll really be grateful that you took time to coach. Okay. My 5 reasons and a small hybrid of a case for effective and efficient team meetings. Again, I love really good meetings and I hate wasted meetings, really bad ones. Don't just have them for the sake of having them. Go into it with a clear purpose and agenda, telling the team, if we get anything accomplished today, it's this one thing. It matters. Good team meetings go a long way.